Movies, Heirloom Heiress, the late Edward Herman, Richmond, Virginia, Giving Back, the stage, and producing with Paten Hughes next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That's right. Great song. Great song. Hello and welcome to another edition of Spotlight On here at AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. And of course, you can follow me on the whole interweb universe at James Lott Jr. So easy. My guest today, I'm so excited to have her because we have so much to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, girl. so much. She has so many different things going on that it's just amazing. To name a few, she is in South by Southwest film favorite Long Nights, Short Morning. I like that. And Sports Comedy Coach of the Year. Yep. She also creates, produces, and stars in a digital series Heirloom. We're going to talk about farming and all kinds of stuff with that too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's really cute. Ladies and gentlemen, Paten Hughes.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now, there's several things I want to talk to you about because I did a little teaser on you.
James, yeah.
Okay, so I want to mention Richmond, Virginia first. I'm going to start there.
Let's do it.
I actually have a farm and ag designation.
Oh, what?
It's a farm and ag designation. I was a farm and ag insurance specialist.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I have AFIS after my name.
I love it. Very cool.
We used to run conferences in the Midlothian area in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh my God! You know my hometown. This is so cool. This is so cool.
We used to run them at the Holiday Inn Select. All the girls there in Holiday Inn Select, they were great girls. I did it for about 8 years.
I love it. Oh, so neat.
I love Richmond, Virginia, and it was the first place I ever had a famous Dave's. I went to. It was in Richmond, Virginia. That's my claim to fame.
Did you get the limeade? That's the key question.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's the link.
So
that's the thing.
So you're from Richmond, Virginia.
I am from Richmond, Virginia.
Yes, and so what if Richmond have you brought with you to Hollywood?
A little country music, like a little hillbilly kind of. I don't know. What have I brought to Hollywood from Richmond? It's funny. I'm always shocked at how many people I meet in this business that are from Richmond, and Virginia in general too. Yeah. And whenever you're at an event or something and you start talking to someone and it's like, oh, I'm from Richmond or I'm from Virginia, all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, high five, let's do a cheer,
Yes, I got excited when I saw it. I was like,
camaraderie.
Oh,
There's camaraderie about
there
it.
Is.
But yeah, so I think I've definitely brought relationships, I think. And Virginia is just a very important place to me. The Blue Ridge Mountains are my favorite place on earth. And I hopefully have a little bit of that soul in me.
I think you do. And lots of greenery. I mean, I remember because we would fly, sometimes we would fly into Washington, D.C., of course, it's very close.
Right.
And just driving down, it's like everything's green on the freeways.
Yeah.
Like in L.A. You want to see green, yes. But you see a lot of greenery.
Yeah.
I mean, we take it for granted out here. I love it back there with that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good place, good people.
Yeah. My niece goes to Hampton College.
Very close, yeah.
So she's there now. Yeah, she's there now.
When was the last time you were there?
Wow, it's been about 3 or 4 years since I've been.
Okay.
I'd love to go back. I mean, I had a great time downtown. I had a great time at Midlothian area. I like Richmond. I like Virginia.
It's fun.
I like the East Coast. Period.
Why did you come to LA then?
Because I had stuff to do. That's why I'm here.
You're you like good weather.
That part is the truth.
We do have rain. That's the thing.
The snow. Oh my God. Yeah. The snow. Oh my God.
It's bad.
It can be. I mean, I just when you have to de-ice your steps to leave your home.
Yeah. Or your driveway, the entire thing.
Oh my God. I know. And here's the thing. I will say this. Peyton, I'm gonna say this to you. The first snow is beautiful. It comes out at nighttime, and you're inside the house. It's really quiet, and it's coming down. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The next morning, you wake up.
Dirty.
It's crazy. And it's crazy. Then you're like, I can't see the wheels of my car.
Help.
So you have to
Yeah, and get the car rolling. And then you get into trouble with the car not starting or something like that. And
then they salt the roads and all that stuff.
Dirt. Yeah, it's bad.
So I don't miss that part.
Yeah.
And this whole farming thing is the heirloom heiress. Because I'm an urban gardener.
Okay.
So I live in South LA, and I'm an urban gardener, and there's a whole movement. There was a movie that came out last year. And this is something because you've done work in underprivileged youth also. I read your stuff there. Yeah. And there's a movie that came out called Can You Dig It? I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, what is it about?
Delilah Valo and Ron Finley, who's known as the gangster gardener here in South LA. Oh my God, I will tag you.
Excited.
I will tag you
because
I follow you on Twitter.
Sounds amazing.
About how urban gardening changes lives.
It does. I mean, gardening in general changes lives. Like, I think the second that you feel like you're responsible for and growing something, and it's different than having a pet or a child. Like, there's a certain extent to which when you're taking care of a plant and you're watching its life cycle, there's nothing like it. Like,
I agree.
Every little thing is so fragile and so beautiful. And when you're clipping a leaf, or when you're picking the fruit, or when you see the first flower form, like, all of that just amazes you.
Because I grew up with my grandmother had a garden, so I grew up with that. But I always thought, I don't get gardening. Like, why? People say it's calming, and then I started doing it.
Yeah.
Because we're in this crazy business. I mean, you know how it is. We're in this crazy business. Whenever I need to just calm down, and I want to take a Xanax, I go outside.
I definitely think growing something is better than taking a Xanax.
Well, I take a Xanax sometimes too, but it is. I mean, seriously, I'll go outside and I planted a whole series of bushes of bougainvillea on one side, and they're coming in right now.
What color?
Purple and red.
Ooh, pretty.
Oh my
Very
God.
pretty.
On one side, but I'm sitting there with my early girl tomatoes.
I love it.
They grow fast. They grow fast, and they're plentiful.
They really are early girls.
Right.
Yeah.
I was growing them in the wintertime.
That's amazing.
They were
from
LA
seeds
winter.
from
LA
last
winter.
year?
Yeah.
Amazing.
But an LA winter,
Very
I guess.
Cool.
I mean.
And so do you have them growing on, like, a lattice?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I love them.
In a pot?
Yeah, in a pot.
Okay.
Totally a pot. You have a huge pot. And it's actually near my window. But it's like, I planted them last fall, and I had one, I guess you call it fruiting, came in, and then I got one in December.
Amazing.
And I was like,
what's happening?
What's going on?
Was there a weird spurt of warm weather?
Yeah, we had some.
I see.
I think that's what it was. I mean, I say winter in LA. I mean,
it's like, yeah,
oxymoron.
exactly.
I don't know what that means.
How often are you watering them?
I've been watering them twice a week.
That's good.
Because we have a drought.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful,
well,
right?
But you don't want to water. I mean, twice a week is exactly what you should.
Yeah, you don't overwater.
Yeah.
You don't
Most people overwater tomatoes.
I know.
That's why they find them hard. So
yes.
yeah.
And my tomatoes are good. They were so delicious.
That's amazing.
And there's something, you're right. There's something about watching something grow from a seedling to something where you can actually eat it.
Yeah.
I can put it in my food.
It's so satisfying.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm finding people more and more in our industry. I talked to an actress, Olga Fonda, who loves tomatoes too. She grows them in her yard too. Oh. And there's a guy named Lachlan Buchanan who's on a soap who's a big gardener. And we saw online, there's a bunch of us who are all into this gardening thing.
I love that.
We're all in the business.
That's so
and you're another person. I love it. I can talk to you about gardening.
Let's do it.
So
swap tips.
How did you fall into this? Or what was this? It was because of Virginia?
Absolutely not. I am the most undomestic person you will meet. Like, that is the one thing that's probably why I was forced out of the South. It's like, you put a sewing kit in front of me and I'm like, what is this? I literally sewed my first button on something last week. Like, it was a huge success. I think I did it wrong. I don't know if you can. Do it. I don't know if you can do it correctly, but like, whatever. Anyway, yes. So I'm not good with growing anything. Like, I could kill a cactus if you let me. And I sort of stumbled into it. There was an old garden plot above our house in Sonoma, and the first year you plant a couple tomatoes, you plant some peppers, you plant some rosemary, you plant some basil.
Yes, I did all that. Yes.
And then the tomatoes were just amazing. Yeah. And because I don't cook, when friends come over for dinner, like, I throw some tomatoes on a plate with some burrata and olive oil.
Sounds good to me.
That's that.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine was like, "Oh, Paten, these tomatoes are really good. You should be selling them." And I was like, "Okay, Edith, who sells tomatoes? That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Who do you talk to about that? That's so strange." And so without me knowing it, she sort of snuck into the garden and took some of them to one of the local restaurants and brokered a deal for me. And suddenly I became a farmer.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, it was cool.
Wow, that's great. But then you also turned it into a series, a digital series. So so you turned it into something more than just this business. You kind of turned it into a work.
Yeah, exactly. And it's partially because I wanted an excuse to be trapped in Sonoma last summer for the whole summer and still be working and creating.
Yeah,
like,
poor baby.
It's the best. It's the best area of Earth.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much
Sonoma.
good food, great people.
Good
awesome
wine.
weather.
Good
Yeah,
wine.
that too. That's the most important part.
I was like, girl, you mentioned the wine. The wine's really good.
Get the wine in there.
Dude, what they always mention, I also say on a side note, because they always say about Napa, which is great too, but Sonoma has a lot of great wineries and things too.
Sonoma's fabulous. I mean, it's a little, I love Sonoma because Napa, the traffic is horrible too.
Yes.
It's the first thing. It takes you forever to get anywhere.
Yes.
And it's a little uppity, like, you know, and in a good way. Like sometimes that's fun.
Yeah.
But just in terms of like meeting people from all over the world and like from different walks of life and that have cool stories and being able to get around. Sonoma is just, you can't beat it.
Yeah, I love it. Because I lived in San Francisco for years, so I know all about...
You know the whole area.
Yes, I do.
That's a pretty drive. That's a gorgeous drive.
My best friend lives in San Rafael. I have friends who actually lived in Inverness and Point Reyes. They go in that direction. I mean, I love that. It's just so big. You almost forget it's California.
I know. It feels like a different country.
No, it does.
Yeah.
It completely does. I mean, our state is so big.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it up there. I miss up there sometimes. But Sonoma is a great place for wine.
Sonoma's good, yeah.
But I think gardening is just great. When I was reading about this, I'm like, but you turned into, you have a series you did.
Yeah.
So like but you created it.
I co-created it with my friend Becca Brunstetter, who is an amazing playwright that is working on American Gods right now, stars in the show. And she wrote for ABC Family's Switched at Birth for 4 years. Yeah, she's a wonderful writer.
Wow.
And I had all of these weird things happen to me while I was growing the tomatoes, and a friend of mine was like, Paten, you should, this is like a theme with me apparently, like friends suggesting what I should do, and then I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea, cool. So there you go. But and I picked up the phone and called her, and I was like, Becca, I think I have a story that we should kind of get out there. And so we got together and we did it, and Michael Malamadov directed us. It is 9 10-minute episodes.
Very good.
Tom Wopat plays Lynn Brown.
I couldn't believe I read. I was like, Tom Wopat,
he
I love
grows
it.
tomatoes. Talk about an urban farmer.
I love it.
I actually got a little nervous when he showed up on set. He's such a cool guy. Like he, you know, just sort of showed up on set and looked exactly like the character he was playing. His character is based off of a real man who is named Lynn Brown. The real Lynn Brown is a hugely famous farmer in Napa area. And he was the first person to bring arugula to the state of California. And he invented a lot of the heirloom tomato varieties that you eat on your plate. So Tom just sort of rolled up and is literally wearing a matching shirt to Lynn Brown and a baseball cap. They looked like the exact same person. It was amazing. And then he started talking about his tomatoes, and I'm standing there and I was like, holy shit. He's out tomatoing me. What if he knows something that I don't know?
How funny.
And it was amazing. We had a great time. He taught me how to lasso on our lunch break.
Be fun.
It was really cool.
Fun.
It was really cool.
But he's an icon for me. He's an icon, of course. You know, so that's kind of cool.
Luke Duke.
Yes, right. Of course. Friday nights, I was watching it.
Exactly.
I'll see that, Dallas and Falcon Crest. That's my Friday night.
Yeah.
So you decided. So one goes from you're an actress, but deciding to actually co-create and co-write or whatever. I mean, how was that process? I mean,
crazy. I was just lucky. I was surrounded by so many smart people and supportive people. Every single person that worked on the project was just incredibly giving and brilliant, and I can't even describe my gratitude. And we just had a lot of fun. It was a little crazy, with any production, you weather things.
Yes.
And suddenly, we were literally just doing it because I sort of wanted to be able to create a character that I wanted to play. Like, I was tired of auditioning to be club girl number 2 or things like that. And just so frustrated with some of the roles that I was seeing in breakdowns and just like going out for and everything. And I don't know. It seemed like the kind of story that I wanted to be telling. The character is definitely not me, although we started out that way, just like placing me in there.
Yeah.
The story is definitely not exactly mine. It's rom-commed up.
It's
definitely very fictionalized.
Definitely.
Definitely. I don't know if I just ruined it for you, though. I don't know.
It's like for real. Yeah.
But and we just had a good time telling a story about a young woman who decides to divvy off the path she thought she had chosen for herself and recreate a life for herself in wine country with her dog Spencer.
Well, you know, it's funny because you've hit the time now where I've interviewed so many people who do their own series now. They're like saying, well, while I'm waiting for that role to come, I have these thoughts and I'm actually going to write what I want to play. Get them out. It's just a smart thing to do. You have an iPhone, you can do it. I mean, anything.
Exactly. Like take advantage of how many cool things we have in technology now. Everything. It makes it so accessible and easy.
It does.
Mark Duplass gave a little speech at South by Southwest this year, actually, and he was just like, if you are a creator, like, what are you doing on your Saturdays and Sundays? Get yourself out there. Be making a short film with your friends. Like, just get something done. Just wake up and decide, I want to tell a story about this kind of character, and then throw that in.
And do it.
Suddenly make it a reality.
And you're right. Nowadays, it's the whole, especially online, it's the 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes segments.
Yeah.
Nowadays, so you don't have to do anything for it. You don't have to do 2-hour movies or anything anymore. You can tell a story short.
Yeah, and we were a little like we toyed around with making it 22 minutes. We toyed around with making it 5 to 7 minutes, and then sort of fell into the 10-ish minute period. It just sort of felt like how the story was unfolding, and like I think it works. I think entertainment is sort of gravitating towards that. Like when you watch. The web series genre is so weird too. Like it's great. There's a lot of different leveled stuff out there. I'll put it that way.
Different level stuff.
Different level stuff. But like there's some really lovely work happening. And some of it's 5 to 7 minutes, like the Kate Spade web series, with Anna Kendrick. It was so good. It's so adorable, and it's so on brand too. And I'm so happy to be seeing a brand like that, rather than wasting all of this money on senseless advertising. That annoys everyone. Telling a story in an authentic way to the brand, and just sort of embracing. The need for good storytelling in a short amount of time.
And I think that's also, when you do it in a short amount of time, you're kind of forced to really look at what you're trying to present.
Right. There is no time. Like, I cannot even tell you how many little, like, precious moments were cut. Oh my God. And it just, it drives you nuts. Like, but yeah.
So now the series was last year?
We filmed it last summer.
Yeah. When's it coming out, or is it coming out?
6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, good. That's exciting.
Pretty soon.
And where can people see it when it comes out?
Well, so we have not announced that yet. Okay. We're in discussions. We're finalizing our sort of deals right now.
Tell me. It's just us. There's no one else here.
I know not a single person is listening to this. Not a single one. Maybe just one. But we will have a website.
Oh, very exciting.
Live at heirloomtheseries.com. And so that news will be announced shortly.
Well, I'm following you, so I will know, and I will let everybody else know. We'll pass it out to everybody.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just think it's just very cool that people are getting all kinds of stories out in the non-traditional way, which now is almost becoming a traditional way. I mean, the internet is. I'm here on the internet. We're on the internet now.
That's where everyone is.
Yeah. We're all on our phones there. Everybody's there.
Sadly, when you walk into a bar or a coffee shop, it's like you walk in and.
I know, it's crazy.
I know. It's kind of sad. Like, I feel like we're turning into zombies a little bit. I try to, notice myself doing it, and put the phone down, connect with another human being.
I always try when I go to dinner somewhere, I try to put my phone away.
Yeah, that's good.
And have dinner.
I appreciate that. That's
I
awesome.
do. Unless I'm expecting a very important call really quick, I will preface that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And say, okay, I'm going to just, might have a call coming because of a blank. It has to be something important, though. Like, not like, I have a call from someone. Like, no, I mean, like, something like, my mom used to ask me a question at 10.
Yeah, I love that.
You know, well, then maybe not hurry.
You got to answer the phone for your mom. That's a rule. That's a rule.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I do. Just 1 second. My mom is calling me.
No, one time I was doing an interview and my daughter called.
Oh,
you have to answer to your daughter,
too. You really do.
I was like 1 second. I didn't answer. I was just like, I'm sorry, girl. I'm working right now. You should call me earlier when I called you back. No.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I mean, again, your resume is so varied, and one of the things we're going to talk about, because I want to talk about some other stuff with you, with some of the work you've done with at-risk youth and stuff, because that's really important stuff. But you're in a film called Long Nights, Short Mornings. I'm going to show a piece of the teaser trailer.
Let's do it.
So we'll do that.
Listen, Katie, I felt like I needed to tell you. And I'm sorry I haven't been around a lot. I haven't been avoiding you or anything. I promise. It's just, I don't think we should see each other or whatever anymore.
Like,
I never told you how much I wanted you. I never held you in my arms the way I wanted to. Now because of things I didn't say, when my ship sails where the sky will be, scarlet and gray.
So you were at the famous South by Southwest. I mean, like, I mean, everybody talks about when they're there, and the show. So who do you play in this film, and all that?
Tell you about the film. Yeah.
Yes.
I play Monica, who is the first of a handful of women that James, a 20-something young man played by Shiloh Fernandez.
Great actor.
Amazing actor.
I know from other stuff, of course. Great actor, yes.
Really great actor. So basically you watch his character, James, stumble through a series of romantic encounters with a few different women. And it's so funny, like I play Monica, who is this sort of bohemian creature of the night, clubby, free-spirited woman.
Okay.
And totally just very different from a lot of the characters I've played in the past. And I initially was passed the script by the executive producer Michael Gray, and he was like, I think you should look at this. We think you'd be great as Monica. And I sort of read this. I picked it up and I was like, "What's it about?" And he told me, and I was like, "That sounds so weird. Why would I want to tell that story?"
Right.
Some dude on a bunch of dates. What is that? And it's so funny because we were doing press at South by, and Cassandra Freeman, one of the other actresses, said the same thing in the interview, and a couple of us were like, "Wait, we said the exact same thing." It's funny because it's such a beautiful film, and I'm so proud of it because it sort of captures this thing that happens in your 20s, with the sort of dating culture and everything. And you're watching Shiloh go through all of these experiences, and you don't see him outside of his relationships with these women. So you never see him talking to another person, really. It's only women.
Oh, interesting.
And so you kind of don't know anything about him. Does he even have a home? I don't know.
My God,
I don't know. And
wow.
He's lost. He's so terribly lost, and you're watching him grasp towards connection and towards a real relationship, and the struggle is real, and you're just cringing the entire film.
I love it.
And it's funny, it's just such a strangely empowering movie. I think that Chad, the writer-director, did such a fantastic job weaving together this story that is so raw and so powerful into just a very, very electric film that I'm so proud of.
Are the women the powerful parts in the film?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I see what you're saying, but at the beginning, I don't tell you his
what
story.
What is that?
Yeah, who cares about him? We're just pieces then, aren't we, so to speak? No.
I mean, and Shiloh's performance is stunning. It's just very subtle, and you're watching him grow, throughout the film. But Christine Evangelista and Cassandra Freeman, Helen Rogers, Leila Koshnundi, just some amazing electric women that I'm so happy I got to know and got to work with.
What is one quirky thing about Shiloh that you learned? Anything you learned about him while you were on there?
He loves strawberry gum.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Love strawberry gum.
I had strawberry gum since I was a kid. Like I was a teenager. I don't even remember I had strawberry gum.
Yeah, strawberry gum. He's doing a play right now as well in New York called Ironbound.
Okay.
It's his New York stage debut.
Wow.
He's amazing at it. He's so
never done
delightful.
New York before stage. So funny. I didn't know that.
Marin Ireland is the lead. She plays a Czech immigrant.
Okay.
And she's so amazing. Like, it's a stunning
What's it called again?
Ironbound.
Okay, Ironbound, folks. We're in New York. I love seeing good shows in New York. Great place for stage.
Yeah.
I mean, some great places here in LA too. I don't want to say there's a great place here in LA.
No, there's such good theater. Echo Theater Company.
Yeah.
Come on, there's great theater
I was
in
like, I don't want to say that, but there is.
Yeah.
And my friends at the Odyssey Theater, I love you guys over there.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to say that, but in New York, I do love going to.
It's awesome.
It's the culture too in New York, kind of.
When was the last time you were in New York?
Last fall.
Last fall. Have you seen Hamilton?
No, I want to see it so bad.
So good. Pulitzer Prize.
Oh my God, I want to see it I love Lin-Manuel. I loved In the Heights. I love him. He's so. I want him on my show one day. So he's so
Get
talented.
him here.
He is so talented.
He really is a genius.
And when I heard the whole premise about Hamilton, I'm like, how do you? And then I saw snippets. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it,
kids.
Yeah.
And that's why he's like a theater genius.
I was just bawling the entire time,
Oh my God.
sitting there, just like streaming, like. It's sort of like, God, if you could make that, that's all.
Yeah.
Like, that's all there is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I do want to see that. We love stage. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about, let me try to get this correct. You also helped with at-risk youth teaching Shakespeare to low-income communities in UC and the Bronx. You go on, girl, the Bronx.
Yeah, I did.
Ooh, go, girl.
All the time.
Yeah, so you worked with, was it founder Harlan Beckley?
I did. I worked with Harlan. So Harlan was a professor of mine at Washington and Lee in Virginia.
Yes, very good.
And he started this program with Tom Shepard called the Shepherd Poverty Alliance.
Okay.
And it's basically like different colleges, mostly on the East Coast, although I'm fairly certain they've expanded across America now. These schools have these programs where you can take an internship and take classes to study the problem of poverty from a bunch of different perspectives.
Okay.
And, you get a lot of kids that are studying to be lawyers or studying to work in hospitals or to be social workers, different kind of, those kinds of, and they do the Shepherd Alliance. And Harlan and I, like, his son's an actor, and so he was like, why don't we develop something for an artist? Like, how do I get an actor to study poverty? Yeah. And so I was sort of a guinea pig with the program, and it was so much fun. I spent a summer working at Camp Interactive, which was an after-school program in the Bronx that sort of combines technology education with wilderness adventures for kids. And it's just, it's amazing. It's literally where I learned about Twitter. So it was a very good experience for me. Exactly. Yeah. Any sort of social media savvy I learned from that experience. And these kids are great. Like, they're so smart. They have gotten into amazing colleges, and I worked with him to develop a writing and Shakespeare program, and then worked with the Stella Adler Acting Studio on their outreach division, which is also really cool.
Wow.
So.
I think it's just great because I think it's just a lot of times it's just about opportunity and showing, because I was poor growing up. I mean, just showing that there's stuff out there. We have the interest. Many of us have the interest, but no outlets.
Yeah, exactly. And I think especially with Shakespeare too, for whatever reason, it's so badly taught. And so from a very young age, it's inaccessible, and you're taught that it's like a smart person thing, and you're taught that it's not for you, and you're taught that it doesn't, like, you don't connect with it because you had a bad teacher, like, sometimes, and sometimes it's taught well, and I don't know. But it's such a shame because Shakespeare is for everyone, and coming up on 400 years pretty soon. I can't even describe how much loving Shakespeare and reading Shakespeare and performing Shakespeare has changed my life and made me a better human being. And it's mostly just because it's fun. Like once you sort of like start doing it and understand that it's not precious, it just, watching kids especially feel that is so beautiful. Like they suddenly are so empowered and feel like they can do anything.
Well, you said something just right off the bat. You said we feel like we're told that it's not for us. We're told that it's a smart person's thing.
Yeah.
Like it's something unattainable over there,
Yeah.
or only those folks could do that. Well, whoever those folks are. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. But but you study this and handle that, and that's something else.
And then I'll clean. Yeah.
So I mean, but it's so good you did that. How long did you do that for?
Total, I guess like a year and a half.
Okay.
I guess
that's cool.
Overall, I'm still pretty active with Camp Interactive.
Oh, good.
I haven't been up there in a little while. I'm not gonna lie, but Craig Meisner is just doing amazing work with the kids. Like
that's great. Oh my God.
Really happy with.
If I couldn't like you more, I just think I love that kind of stuff. And so you're also a graduate of the Center of Leadership, Government, and Global Economics from Texas Richmond High School.
I love that. Yeah.
I love that. It's like so fancy. Like, what's that?
It is. We studied tomatoes. Actually, sort of.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's back to tomatoes.
It's all back to actually, I threw it into the web series too.
Funny.
Like Becca found a way to work in the tomato aspect to the script, just because. We did all of these crazy classes, and one of my favorites was my ethics class, which shout out to anyone that's listening from Freeman. That's so funny. But
you never know.
Yeah,
Girl,
we
you never know.
Studied Plato and Kierkegaard and Nietzsche.
Oh wow, yeah.
And, Supreme Court cases like, is the tomato a fruit or a vegetable? It's a very important question.
It is, I know.
Tax purposes, right? It literally went to the Supreme Court, Nix versus Hedden.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it all goes back to tomatoes. Apparently.
I will believe it. I will totally believe it. So how important is education, do you feel, in one's life?
It's such an important topic to me. Like I think that everyone should just feel like they are given the tools to communicate and given the tools to borrow from Hillary Clinton, like reach their God-given potential, and I think that it's our jobs as people that are working and doing what we love, whatever that may be, whether you're a banker, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're an actor, whether you're a musician, like it's your job to make sure that the people behind you are able to be doing what you're doing. And I think mentorship is hugely important.
I agree. We agree with that. Is acting your calling?
I guess so. Yeah.
You called to it?
Yeah, I definitely do feel called to it, and it's funny. Like I didn't start acting until I was 18, 19. Okay. But I had been acting for a couple of years, and my mom, gave me a card for my birthday, and in the card there was this newspaper article from the Richmond Times-Dispatch. And I know it's all coming full circle.
I love it.
And it was so weird. I had been interviewed when I was like 11 or 12. I know, like so long ago, and I had done this conference for the media, and my middle school had sent me, and so I'm talking to a reporter apparently, and they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I told them I wanted to be an actor, and that was so long before, like I had never acted, and so it's kind of funny. I feel like it was always sort of there. Sort of in my blood. I've always been a little bit of an artist. It took me a while to find acting, but
I can see you as an educator too. For some reason.
Cool.
I do. I can see it.
I think I'm a little too spastic to be an educator. I think I'd be like, okay, guys, can we just like go run around for a little while, like clear our brain?
It could be, you're bringing in, physical activity, in there. I mean, you could split it up a little bit, I guess. Yeah. But I see some educatorness in you. I'll make up words. Why not?
I'll take that.
But yeah, I see it in there. In there. But what does acting bring you these days? Because you've been doing it for a while. What does it bring you?
What do you mean, like in terms of?
Like to your life, how does it serve you doing the acting? Does it bring you?
It makes me come alive. Like that's just the plain truth of it. Like it feels very selfish sometimes as a profession because I love it so much that I always have to like remind myself, like, I'm actually doing it to tell stories of people that I respect and admire, and creating women characters that I believe in, even if they're, you know, I love playing like sort of like a little edgy, like women. I like going into dark characters. But I still love them. Like, I still think they're fantastic.
I was going to ask you, do you have to like your characters at some level? Yeah,
you
for
do.
you,
You have to find your in. Like, even if like, I think the second you receive a script and it's like, okay, I'm playing, you know, Lady Macbeth. Like, you have to justify every single thing, and you have to find that like common humanity in her that is going to let you just bring her alive, because you will even if you don't start out loving your character, you have to by the end of it, because it just lives in you.
Now, have you played any really heavy dark roles?
Now
how do you shake it off?
Shake it off.
As soon as I said that, I'm like, oh my god. Because I know it must. Because I wonder, because those are the ones I always wonder. Because we play comedy or something romantic, that's easy. But playing a dark role, like, how do you, at the end of the shoot that day, like, do you take a Xanax or drink, or like go in the garden? Like, what do you like? How do you shake that kind of off?
Good question. I don't really know. Like, I'm one of those people that has to, like, I have to go for a walk. I have to, you know, I have to like get away from people. I have to like go do something. But it's generally like something like that. I think the heaviest role I've played, I played Rachel Corey in My Name is Rachel Corey, which was a play that Alan Rickman and Catherine Viner wrote out of journal entries and letters that Rachel had written to her parents. She was an American killed in Palestine.
Oh, wow.
Run over by an Israeli bulldozer. And she was 26, I think. So young. And the play was just like, the play is, you know, play's heavy. It's a one-woman show, 90 minutes. And her writing is so beautiful. It's so emotional and riveting, and you really feel this girl's struggle. I think that, like, no matter what your perspective is on the political issue, like, you really just see this young woman struggling to find a way to do something good in this world, and seeing something that's wrong and wanting to fix it. And I think playing Rachel was one of the hardest things I've done, because I felt this huge responsibility to bring her to life and honor her. I got to meet her parents as well, and they're just amazing, loving people. And that was, you know, it was hard. Like, you know, you really like, you feel their struggle, keeping their daughter alive and honoring her.
Yeah, good job. Now, you also did a one-woman show.
I do, I just did it last week, actually.
So I was going to say, I'm like, I've interviewed folks who've done one-man, one-woman shows. How was it for you? Crazy? Exhilarating? I mean...
You know, it's funny, like, so I've done 2 of them now, and I kind of don't want to do any more. Like, the thing about performing is, like, connecting with another actor and, like, having that connection. And that's the thrilling part. That's the exciting part. That's the fun part. That you know, it's sort of like when you're upstage by yourself. Like, it's like kind of boring.
Because you play different characters. Folks, you play different characters. So
my other show, it's called The Thin Line, and it's definitely something that I consider a part of mentorship. I go to different high schools and colleges around the nation and play 4 characters. I play a girl with an eating disorder, her mom, her best friend, and then the evil voice of the eating disorder. That's my favorite one, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. It's really just like getting into my lower register of my voice. I love it. So and I don't really do the show very much anymore, but I did just go to John Burroughs in St. Louis last week, which is where John Hamm and Ellie Kemper. She went there too.
And I know St. Louis, another place I know.
It's great.
That's really fun. I know people who do it and say, like, my one friend, Joshua Silverstein, is doing one called Tell Me I'm Pretty. He's doing it right now. It's really funny.
Tell Me I'm Pretty. I like that one.
It's great. It is great. And he said, like, you know, leading up to it's a lot of work, obviously. putting the pieces together, editing yourself. Obviously, you had a producer probably with you, right? Doing that. How was that collaborative process working? Because it's a one-woman show. It's different than doing a series. What was that process like for you?
It was a little. The first time I did the so I guess I started doing the show 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
And then I'm literally only doing it for John Burroughs now. Like they're my favorite people. I love them. I think they're a fabulous community. I would do maybe others, but I just like have kind of I don't know moved on. Yeah. But my first time was pretty terrifying. The writer-director had hired me sort of like on a whim, and then I had one day of rehearsal, and then I performed the next day. I'm not even kidding. I was barely off book my first performance. I barely knew my lines, and I sort of got up there and I was terrified because there were suddenly 600 people in front of me, and I was just like, holy shit.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah, it was, you get through it.
You're professional. They got a story. They got a funny story with that.
Yeah, you know.
Now, what I was going to ask you is, so what else is coming up for you right now? Do you have anything coming up that you're...
What do I have coming up?
Like that film, of course, that we showed earlier.
Like, I just auditioned to play like a sort of bohemian flower girl, sex goddess this morning, which is kind of fun. Yeah, I'm working on a couple of really cool scripts that I'm excited about. One of which I think I can talk about.
Ooh, okay. Please.
It's called Fermi's Paradox. And I'm working with Seth Shostak, who is one of the lead guys at SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
Oh, okay.
I know. It's sort of an alien movie.
Ooh, wow.
A non-alien alien movie.
Okay.
Seth has advised on countless Hollywood films and Battleship Galactica, lots of stuff.
Okay.
And he's always frustrated because he's brought in sort of last minute, and he's never really able to structure the script in a way that would make it sort of realistic. Like, what if we do get to make contact with intelligence? And so we've been collaborating on this beautiful story that centers around a young female scientist. And it's been a lot of fun. Wow. It's been kind of crazy. It's been hard for me because getting my head around the science of the stuff took a little while. Took a little while, but
wow, it's exciting. I like that.
That's one of my pet projects right
now.
Very
exciting. Oh, I love that. I want to talk to you more about this about gardening, but that's like for another time. Obviously, this isn't a gardening show. I should do a gardening show, I guess, at some point.
Do it.
Invite all you guys back on to talk gardening and farming and everything.
We can. Yeah, I want to learn about bougainvillea.
Oh my God, they're so.
Because
they're interesting. Yeah, it is kind of hard because they're very sensitive to the elements.
Right.
So like too hot, too cold, leaves fall off, things don't grow. But then when it's like really good, they just grow so beautiful.
Does it grow year round in LA, or do you feel like it like has like, you know, it's December hard?
No, I think it's year
July
round.
Hard?
It's year round. Cool. It just depends on sometimes depends on the weather of that moment.
I see. Okay.
It's really weird. Like all of a sudden just won't grow, but they always come back.
Yeah.
They're almost like rose bushes. You can't really kill them. To me, you kill the rose.
Kill the rose. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the rose.
I can kill a cactus. This is like I told you. I'm so not a farmer. It's such a joke that I'm a tomato farmer. It's such a joke, but yeah, I don't know.
Trust me, they last a long time. I do want to mention, because I just actually interviewed someone who was on Gilmore Girls, the late Erin Herman, Yannick Truesdale. But Erin Herman, tell me, you said he was your mentor, so tell me a few things about him.
He's such a good guy. We did a reading of a play in New York, and then he just like, you know, he was so good to me and like so inspiring and like, you know, helped me get my feet on the ground as an actor. And he plays my coach in Coach of the Year, which will come out quite soon. Thanks to the Olympics. So it's kind of fun because it's like the Bad News Bears of swimming. And Natalie Coughlin and a couple of other Olympic swimmers are in the movie. Fun. It was really neat. And Ed, you know, came in and like did this stellar job.
Comes in, does his thing.
He's so fun. He's so fun.
He was very smart, I heard.
Oh, he's so smart.
He knew everything.
Yeah. He's also like he's funny. He was very into cars too. Like he hosted this car show every year. In California somewhere. It's like a fancy car show with old cars.
Oh, wow.
Every year he was the MC and announced, and he's such a dork about it. Like, oh my God. I'm such, like, I don't know anything about cars. Like, not a thing. It's like, are there four wheels?
Right. Do they drive?
Yeah. And he, you know, he could tell you like every single thing, like, and his eyes would just like come alive.
I love that.
Like, oh my God, it's in 1962, like, you know,
whatever
blah
it
blah
is.
blah. Yeah, I couldn't even name it. I don't even. That's how little I know about cars. Yeah.
I like that. That's really sweet. It's always nice to know, because I never met him, of course, but I was a bit of a fan of his for 100 years. Of course, he's been out there. But it's just something to hear when you hear like regular human stories like that.
Yeah.
People out there who watch these shows, we're all humans.
Yeah.
We're regular folk.
I know.
We get to do this kind of extraordinary thing, though.
Yeah. Those are like the human actors are the ones like that I just cling to. Like I'm so inspired by women like Margaret Colin, who plays my mom on Heirloom, or Elizabeth Shue. Like all of these amazing women that are like doing amazing, talented, lovely work, and like they're also moms. They're also like lovely people. They also have so many other things going on.
Right.
I think that it's kind of scary sometimes to let yourself connect to people in that way, like, and also like be a public figure and be an actor and like be a personality. Yeah. But that bravery is just so inspiring.
That's right. So, Margaret Colin was also in As the World Turns years ago. She was. She was. I loved her. She played Margaret. I was a big fan.
She's a great woman.
Yeah. I've seen her in other things too, but I'm just saying, I remember her a long time ago from soaps. Yeah. And she stood out to me, so I know who she is. Yeah. It's kind of great.
Well, hopefully you'll like her in Heirloom as well.
I can't wait to see it. I really can't wait to see it, because the area, the subject, everything. And it's you.
I'm so excited to share it.
Yes, yes. Isn't that great? I mean, seriously, you're living the American dream. Like, you get to do these things that you like to do and create it. Yeah. And release it to the public.
I'm so blessed.
We are good. And now you're part of my village and part of yours. And you seem like a type of person who likes the whole mentor village thing.
I'll try to bring you tomatoes.
Oh my God!
I just put them in the ground last week. I just put them in the ground. Yeah. Great. So
I'm following you on Twitter, so you can find me, and I'll tell you where to bring them.
Rockin'.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Now, tell people in that camera where they can find you on social media.
Hi guys. You can find me on Instagram at Trepay, TRESPAY, or on Twitter at Trepay as well.
That's right. Yeah. And of course, you can follow me at James Lott Jr. everywhere in the universe. And of course, follow these shows here on AfterBuzz TV. We're on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud. Go ahead and find us. Find the Spotlight Ons. Find her. She's on here. You can watch this interview 1,000,000 times over if you want to. Over and over and over again. And please do. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.